Hi, okay, I'm going to do a little video for you today on a new carrier or potentially carrying aid that we have bought new into the library. We've been getting lots of inquiries for hip carriers or carrying aids sort of on the hip. If you're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, etc., any of the socials at the moment, you're probably seeing quite a lot of these hip carriers that are being advertised, generally usually very unsafely, and they tend to be quite cheap materials, cheap buckles, and are not safety tested. Materials potentially aren't very good, and the quality of them is just not very good. However, we can see the appeal of them because they just pop on, and if you've got a toddler who's just up and down, you just want something easy to put on. So there is a company called Neko, who we have a few other carriers from, who are a great company. And they have come up with a new product which is called the Neko Up and Down Hip Carrier, and it is this one here. Now, its principle, I guess, would be similar to a ring sling. However, the adjusting part of a ring sling and then maybe the technique of a ring sling you don't really have to be able to do because it's got buckles and tightening straps. This is suitable for use from 6 months to 36 months, and will potentially give varying degrees of support depending on the size of your child. I would say a 36-month-old, potentially material is not going to come very far up the back, so it may just be a carrying aid where you still have to keep one arm on baby's back or your toddler's back. Younger babies you may be able to support fully more up to the sort of nape of the neck. They retail about £90. They are 50% cotton and 50% bamboo material, all organic, quite nice and soft. They have a nice big large padded shoulder strap with 2 adjustable buckles. They are safety tested, and quality materials and quality buckles. They weight wise, you need to be 8 kilograms to 22 kilograms. Okay, so I'm going to just pop it on and just see how I feel. Now, myself and Liz probably wouldn't prefer to use a ring sling because we feel that they're probably more supportive generally. However, we're aware that they can sometimes be a bit tricky to use, and sometimes not everybody's can get hold of one and is able to use them. So we're going to give this a try. So I'm going to pop it on over my shoulder. As you can see here now, it's very big, it's very long. I'm going to get rid of that amount. It also has a strap on the back here, which I will be able to pull down. It's got a little toggle here for adjusting the tightness around, and it's also got one here at the other end. Now, I think that if you use the opposite shoulder, then this one will be on this side and you'll be able to adjust it. From the point of view of this one being round here, it's not going to be very easy to tighten when you've got a child in that way. So I think I will just tighten up that one slightly, just for now, because I won't be able to get to that one very easily. Position wise, you want it nice and kind of sitting on your shoulder here, but we can adjust that again. And then you have this pocket. Now I have a smallish doll. We're going to assume this doll is 6 months old and 8 kilograms. So I would lift baby up and potentially go underneath and just let baby's bottom sit down into the pocket. Now you can see this doll's probably a bit small, but you get the idea. So for this doll, or size baby, it's actually going to cover most of their back, leg out the other side. So they're just sitting in this pocket. Now I've tightened it as much as I can there, so I'm going to go to the back, just here, and I'm just going to pull down until I feel like that's secure. Potentially bring that bit around on there, and then I'm going to just tighten up this toggle a little bit more, just to give me a bit more support around there. Baby's hand should be up, kind of near there. Now, legs are out either side, and they're sitting in that good M position where their bottom is lower than their knees. Feels secure, feels relatively comfortable. It has little toggles on the end of the webbing, so if you don't want that dangling, you can roll it up and just pop it over the other side. And yeah, that's basically it. Now you can see the material is completely covering this doll. And as I said, maybe a 6 months, 9 months, 10 months potentially. I'm not really sure, we haven't tested it with an actual size baby, so potentially it will cover quite well and support quite well. I would say going more towards the 12 months to 2 years, 3 years mark, then the material may not come as far up, and if not, maybe sitting a bit lower down around here, at which point you may need to keep one arm around your little one, because if they went backwards there may be a potential for falling out, which is where they become more of a carrying aid rather than a carrier. However, I think if you're really looking for something just quick, pop it on, stick it in your bag, just to get on your hip, particularly toddlers, if they're just walking up and down, they want to be up and down all the time, then it could be a really good option for that. As I said, we have it available now in the library to hire, so you can try. This is around here. To release baby, you'll see the plastic buckle is here. You can just pull that backwards. Oh, just to mention also, it has an extra layer of elastic here, which stops the buckle from disconnecting as well, which is an extra little bit of safety. So you can release it there, or potentially you could even unclip here. You have to unfeed the buckle out of this bit, and then you would be able to get baby out. If not, potentially, probably because I'm used to using a ring sling, I wouldn't undo that. Pop that back in. Yep. I would just release the buckle and then go inside and lift baby out. But yeah, I think it's a reasonable product to try for sure. Nice and quick and easy. Comes in various different colours. We've decided on a kind of more neutrally one, but as you can see, folds up really nice and small as well, and is possible just to pop in your bag. So available from the library to hire. If you're interested, get in contact. Thank you.